August 2021, Fort Worth, Texas. A dumpster fire quietly burns off Bonnie Drive. When firefighters put out the flames around 3 a.m., what they find inside shocks even the most seasoned investigators. 3 dismembered, badly charred bodies. It's the beginning of a case that will unravel one of the most disturbing killing sprees Texas has seen in years, and reveal the mind of a murderer who claimed he was offering human sacrifices in the name of God. For more, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and don't forget to like and share. On August 29, 2021, residents near Bonnie Drive notice smoke rising from a dumpster. Fire crews arrive, and once the fire is extinguished, they make a horrifying discovery: human remains chopped into pieces. 3 bodies, severed hands and feet, a decapitated head. Everything burned beyond recognition. Whoever was behind this had even erased fingerprints and dental marks. The only tangible lead investigators have is a grainy surveillance video showing a Jeep Cherokee pulling up to the dumpster around 3 a.m. Homicide detectives and digital forensics teams immediately begin recovering footage. Meanwhile, forensic specialists carefully extract DNA from the charred bones and cross-match it with the database of missing persons. Within days, the victims are identified. David Luares, 42, from Fort Worth, a man with a history of petty crime. Merrick Cruz Mathis, 33, a mother of 6. Lauren Phillips, 34, who had recently become friends with the killer and was hoping to turn her life around. None of them had been reported missing together. So, how did their paths cross? Who lured them to their deaths? The Jeep in the surveillance footage becomes the critical clue. Police trace it back to a friend of Jason Allen Thornburg, a 41-year-old apprentice electrician. Investigators quickly locate Thornburg's own Grand Cherokee and find out he'd been staying at the Mid-City Inn in Euless, Texas. Hotel cameras confirm it. The very night the bodies were dumped, Thornburg is seen walking from his room to his Jeep, carrying large Rubbermaid containers and wearing a protective suit normally used for hazardous materials cleanup. When questioned, Thornburg doesn't deny it. Instead, in a chillingly calm voice, he admits he killed 3 people in his hotel room and burned their remains to free their souls. He explains that he has a deep knowledge of the Bible and truly believes God commands human sacrifice. Crime scene technicians later find pools of blood under the bed, cuts in the bathtub, and surgical tools left behind. Thornburg describes, in meticulous detail, how over 4 days he slaughtered David Luares and Merrick Mathis, strangled Lauren Phillips with an electrical cord, and then dismembered their bodies in the hotel bathtub. He confesses to eating part of Luares' heart. After each killing, he bagged the remains, hid them under his bed, and eventually transported them in storage bins to the dumpster where he set them on fire. Detectives suddenly realize they've stumbled across a serial killer who believes he's working in service of God. And the confessions don't stop there. When asked if there were other victims, Thornburg says yes. He admits to killing his roommate, Mark Jewell, 61, back in May 2021. At the time, it was written off as an accidental house fire. Thornburg now tells police he slit Jewell's throat, opened a gas line, lit a candle, and blew up the home. He also shocks investigators by admitting he killed his girlfriend, Tania B.I., in 2017. A mother of 2, Tania vanished after leaving her aunt's home in Tehachapi, New Mexico with Thornburg. She had previously filed a domestic violence case against him, claiming he hit her with a coffee pot and choked her. Just weeks before she disappeared, Gallup police had found her bleeding after another fight with Thornburg. She told them he had thrown a glass coffee pot at her face. She was hospitalized, and then she was gone. Jason Thornburg's mind was a disturbing contradiction. Disciplined enough to plan elaborate murders, yet chaotic enough to justify them with mystical delusions. Forensic psychologists later identified several traits. Religious delusions, believing God had personally commanded him to kill. Sadistic tendencies, deriving satisfaction from controlling, hurting, and mutilating others. Psychopathic traits, lacking empathy, manipulating trust, displaying superficial charm. Ritualistic behavior, killing, dismembering, and burning bodies suggested an obsessive need to dominate not only the living but the dead. By destroying the body, he may have believed he erased the person entirely, completing his mission. The defense argued Thornburg suffered from severe mental illness and sought to excuse his crimes. But in September 2021, police arrested Jason Thornburg. Hotel manager Kanti Gandhi later said nothing about him raised suspicion. He seemed normal. I spoke to him many times. He never revealed anything. Thornburg was taken into custody on September 25th. Within weeks, a Tarrant County grand jury indicted him on 3 counts of capital murder. In February 2022, another grand jury added charges of murder and arson for the death of Mark Jewell. New Mexico authorities reopened the case of Tania B.I. Thornburg underwent a psychiatric evaluation but was declared competent to stand trial. Prosecutors announced they would seek the death penalty. The defense argued that the killer should be excused, claiming he was mentally ill. My question to you, the viewer, do you believe that's true? And my second question, after hearing this terrifying story, do you still trust people so easily? Share your thoughts in the comments. Victims' families confronted him in court, describing the pain he had caused.
It turned into an unbearable pain. It still hurts. Still hurts, sir. And coming to this trial for the last few weeks, almost a month, just reopen all those wounds.
The Lord is a great start in life with a strong foundation, hard-working parents with long careers, stellar grandparents with Christian values that set the character for our homes. But here we are, trying to understand the addictions that set her on a path that crossed the demon lot called Joseph Thornburg. God takes great care in giving us life and free will to be good people. Joseph Thornburg, you have committed the ultimate blasphemy against God. And for me, you took my little sister from us. You took her from Zay to Chloe, Zay and Zoe. And you show no remorse for what you did. You won't even tell us where she's at.
On December 4th, 2024, Jason Allen Thornburg was sentenced to death. Today, he sits on death row, awaiting execution.